Victor had always lived a calm life, with little ups and downs. He worked as an editor at a small publishing company, had loyal friends, and spent weekends playing soccer with his friends. His routine was predictable but secure. He never imagined that something as simple and mundane as a letter found in a drawer could change the course of his life completely. Everything he knew about himself, his family, and his past would begin to be questioned at that moment. Do you want to know where this story goes? Before we continue, if you want to help our channel keep bringing amazing stories, give this video a like and subscribe. If you enjoy it, turn on notifications to know when new videos are released. The encounter with the letter happened on an ordinary morning. Victor was cleaning his office, reorganizing old papers that had been piling up in the drawer. He had always been a meticulous person, and that space, though small, was his sanctuary. As he started removing the piles of papers, he found something he didn't remember seeing before: a letter with an old seal and handwritten text that seemed somewhat familiar, but he couldn't identify the sender's name. The letter was there, wrapped in mystery, forgotten in a drawer where he had never placed it. Curiosity consumed him, and he couldn't resist. With trembling hands, he opened the envelope and pulled out the yellowed letter. What was written inside was direct and disturbing. "Victor, the truth about your family is buried. You're closer than you think, but you cannot ignore what's coming." The words were clear, but they didn't make sense. Who sent this letter? How did someone know what he knew about what he didn't even know existed? Something was wrong, very wrong, and what seemed like just another lost letter now became the beginning of something much deeper and more terrifying. Victor tried to convince himself that the letter was just a joke from someone. Maybe a friend, or even a fan who knew him through the publishing company. But something in the message unsettled him. He had never spoken about his family with anyone, not even with his closest friends. And this letter seemed to know more about him than he himself did. The mystery began to consume his thoughts. He started remembering moments from his childhood, those disconnected moments he tried to forget. His mother had always been very reserved about her past, and his father had never wanted to talk about his own history. Victor had never asked out of respect, but now, with that letter in hand, something inside him began to break. He needed to know more. He needed to understand what was happening. He decided to start looking for clues. He searched through all the old records he could find, from photographs to documents and old letters. But nothing seemed to indicate any kind of secret or anything out of the ordinary. Until he found another clue, an old letter hidden in a box in the attic, marked with the same seal as the letter he had found in the drawer. The letter had been written by his mother, but the content was something he never imagined finding. "My son, there's something you need to know about your father. He is not who you think he is. What you discover could change everything. Be strong, because the truth will hurt." Victor froze. He read and reread the words, but couldn't fully comprehend what was happening. The letter spoke of a dark secret about his father, something his mother had felt the need to hide, and now he was starting to understand. But what could be so terrible that his mother had kept it from him all this time? With this new clue in hand, Victor began to dig deeper, exploring his parents' past and uncovering facts he had never imagined. He discovered that his father, before marrying his mother, had been involved with dangerous people, with a dark past, and had been part of a scheme involving corruption and crimes. But the most shocking thing was discovering that, somehow, his father was linked to the death of an important person, someone Victor didn't even know existed. The investigation led him to an old friend of his father's, a mysterious man who lived in a distant town. He was the only person who could help Victor understand what really happened. When Victor found him, The man hesitated to speak at first, but in the face of insistence and evidence, he finally revealed a terrifying truth. His father had not only been involved in a crime, but was directly responsible for ruining the lives of innocent people. Victor was devastated. He didn't want to believe what he was hearing. How could his father, the person he had admired his entire life, be involved in something so dark? The shock was so great that he felt as though his whole world had fallen apart. The pieces of his life began to fit together in a way he never imagined. But the mystery didn't stop there. As Victor dug deeper, he discovered that the crime his father committed was linked to an even bigger secret. The story of his family, hidden for so long, wasn't just a story of past mistakes. It was a story of revenge, of family secrets that now threatened to destroy everything he knew. Victor knew he had to confront his mother, the only person who could give him answers. When he found her, she looked at him with a face full of pain and regret. She finally revealed everything she had been hiding. His father had committed a crime that, if exposed, would destroy the reputation of the entire family. To protect Victor, his mother had kept the truth hidden all these years, but now it was too late to turn back. The story ended with Victor facing the truth. The man he respected most wasn't who he thought he was, and the secret his mother had kept had been revealed. The mysterious letter, which at first seemed like just a mistake, now made sense. It wasn't just a message. It was a warning that something terrible was coming, and Victor couldn't ignore it anymore. Want to know more about this story and many others we still have to share? Then don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Every day, a new story comes straight from our mysterious archive, filled with tales and accounts we've gathered from various sources. Cases with stories that will give you chills. Also, don't forget to share this video with that friend of yours who loves a good mystery.